Hello everyone, and welcome back to Nova. In the last episode, we started working on our mega base. Now right now we only have the walls, and they're not even done yet. But I think it's a good start. So I want to keep working on it. And next up is the ground. Now in the last episode I did say that we're gonna tackle the roof in this episode. That's not gonna be the case. Instead I want to finish the ground. That's an issue because we need a lot of blackstone for that. So much blackstone that I don't really want to mine it. I think you can see where this is going. We're going to build a farm. But let me tell you, blackstone is not easy to farm, because the only renewable way to get blackstone is by bartering with piglins. And for that, we need a gold farm. So that's 2 farms we need to make. But I mean, while we're at it, we might as well make another farm, because food seems to be a serious problem here. I mean, look at this, we have 3 steaks. So let's make a hogland farm. But at some point I also want to make a ghast farm. So when I choose the location, I need to consider that as well. And I mean, at that point we can just build the thing. So gold farm, hogland farm, ghast farm, and piglin bartering farm. That's what we're gonna do in this episode. I know I said we would make an automatic glass farm, but things have changed, so I'm gonna do that in the next episode. So, for the ghast farm, we mostly need obsidian. I got that, and trust me, this took a while. You missed absolutely nothing. That was painful. But another thing that we have to get are magma blocks. We need to get down to Y level 30. You can find absolutely massive veins of magma down there. Like this, for example. This is still the first vein. I think you get the point. These things are massive. 1 vein later, and this is what we got. So yeah, this is not going to take long at all. So yeah, very easy to get, very common. Probably one of the most fun resources to get. So first sugar box is almost filled. We're almost done here. Of course we need more materials, but this right here is the big one. And also the obsidian, but we already got that. So I say, we're done. So the next step is to find a good location. And I've already explored a bit. Alright, so here's the Soul Sand Valley. This should be Crimson Forest. And this Nether Wastes. Alright, great. We found the location. Now for the problem that I don't have any chests. I guess I can use droppers? It's not good, but it works. Let's just make a whole storage unit out of droppers, why not? So I believe the best farm to build first is the hogland farm. Mostly because we're almost out of food. As for the building blocks, we might just use stone bricks. We have warp fungus, 1 lava bucket, several torches, trapdoors, fences, chests and iron blocks so we can turn them into hoppers later, dirt, as well as all of the building blocks. So we already have the materials for one of the farms. So I believe this entire chunk is Crimson Forest. So this is where we're gonna build the farm. So I believe this is a good location. You can see the build limit up there. And this is where we're gonna build. Now you need to make a 13 by 13 platform. Now I'm gonna fill all of this with stone bricks. You can't even see the farm, at least not from the bottom. We need to replace a few of the blocks with warp fungi, then a fence on each of them, some bone blocks right here, and then 6 trapdoors, and then add 3 more right here. This is the same thing that we did for the Enderman farm, where they just think that this is ground that they can just stand on. Which is not true. Really, not true. Build a few blocks up like this, with slabs on top of it, and then fences like this. I should have done this when I had the bone pillar, but we need to build a few blocks down. And that should work. Basically, we're going to extend this hole 2 blocks downwards. Now in the original design, all of these hoppers went into a chest, but we're gonna do something else. Oh yeah, and this is also a problem. Oh no, I'm dying. So basically spawn proofing is important, but it's actually pretty convenient that they all landed in that hole. We're gonna put lava in there. Except we forgot about the trapdoors. We need to add trapdoors like this. And now this farm should almost be done. We need to place torches everywhere. Also, I just realized I misplaced these mushrooms. So yeah, same thing really. And so let's try it out. I think this should work. Are we going to get hogland spawns? Oh, there we go. Yeah, they all run into the lava. And then we get a lot of cooked pork chop. We don't have any comparators. That's bad, but I guess we can make do without them. So basically the idea is to get all of the items down so that we can then sort them at the bottom. These go into a dropper. Think that should work. Yeah, that seems to work. There might be one problem left though. Not all of them land in the same spot. Yeah, I just remembered something. We want all of them to land in a single block. if you shoot items into a cobweb, their momentum will get cancelled, and all of them will land on the same block. Oh, what the hell? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I think you can see why I want to make a storage system pretty soon. This is not good. Alright, so in theory, if we put a cobweb here and put some items in, they should all slowly fall down and hopefully they all land in the same block. Look at this. Okay, so we place a hopper right here. It's not connected to anything, but if we go up all the way to build limit, so we're getting hoglins. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's time to go down. This is where everything goes. So that's farm number 1 done. So I think we're free to use these 4 chunks. Because next, we're gonna build the gas farm. Also, I just remembered, I didn't really explain how this farm works. Because the area is lit up and we're in a crimson forest, hoglins are the only mobs that can spawn. Now, hoglins really dislike these warp fungi, so they run away from them. These are open trapdoors. And they believe that these are full blocks that they can stand on. And so they just walk onto it and fall down into the lava, where they burn to death. And so we get cooked pork chop. Let's move on to the next farm. And I think we should do this in a time lapse. And I'm gonna explain it afterwards. Let's go! So, this build is done. But yeah, as you can see, we're in a soul sand valley, so the only mobs that can spawn are ghasts and skeletons. By the way, these stone bricks are the only spawning spaces available. The ghasts are so big that they instantly get teleported into the overworld. So normally you would have to light proof all of this, except there is a light source here. It's the nether portal. I didn't know this for a long time, but these actually emit light. Right here, there's a light level of 9. So yeah, skeletons don't spawn here, it's too bright. The next step is to build the killing area for the ghasts. And we have to build it in the overworld. We need to find the center of these portals in the overworld, and then we can build the killing chamber. So first, let's see if this is even the right place. Okay, so now if we go in here, this should lead to the same portal. Now, we can't really move that far in the nether now. If we go away from the farm, then ghasts are gonna spawn into this portal, and we don't have a killing chamber yet, so they're just gonna fly around everywhere. So we just have to survive here for a moment. Honestly, I don't remember at all how to build one of those, but I'm gonna try. I believe if we leave a 2-block gap on all sides, it shouldn't be able to get out. And then, just for safety, let's make this roof a few blocks thick. I'm just doing my best here to make sure that the ghasts can't get out. All of the ghast tiers should either land inside of the portal, maybe if the ghast dies in the ceiling it's gonna go on the top, but we can use water to flush it down, or it's just straight up falling back down. I don't know if the items can actually get on the roof, but let's just make sure that that's not gonna cause any problems. Now, I gotta be honest, this farm does not look good. Anyways, we need to place water down like this. I should have seen that one coming. Alright, so let's put these down first and place down the water. I feel like I'm thinking way too much about this killing chamber. Like, it's really not that complicated. And now all of the items should go in here. And then we can just place some hoppers and that's it. We did it. In the worst case scenario, this farm just wouldn't work in this version. But it does, except I made them too small. The portals, I mean. They need to be 4 blocks tall. I made them 3 blocks tall. So we have to rebuild this. We also have to break every piece of obsidian. I think you see the problem. So now it's time for the worst time lapse you have ever seen. Let's go. I know there's technically one more layer we need to break, but I think we're done. Like, honestly, this is so annoying to do, and it's also taking so long. I thought this was gonna be easy, but no. And honestly, how many ghast tiers do we need? if we let this thing run while we AFK at the gold farm, which we're gonna build in a second, we're gonna get so many gas tiers. Yeah, one layer is fine. We're getting gas spawns. So this farm actually works. Let's see how much we got in this area. Not a lot. Is that enough? I mean, probably. Yeah, you know what? That should be fine. Okay, so to summarize, our gas farm is bad. It's really, really bad, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, the zombie pigment farm. This one is pretty simple. There's not much to explain. Let's just start building. So this farm works because only zombified piglins, ghasts, and magma cubes can spawn on magma blocks in nether wastes. But the magma cubes just fall off, so they don't really matter. We also need to put this glass pattern over the top of the farm to prevent gas from spawning. So by building these massive magma platforms, we can spawn in lots of zombie pigmen. This pillar in the middle contains turtle eggs that lure zombie pigmen into the central hole, where they fall down because they consider open trapdoors full blocks. Finally, I built these glass borders to align the pigmen to get most of their drops into a storage system, using the same design we used for the octuple mob farm. Except it burns all of the rotten flesh, so in the end, we're only left with golden nuggets. Now this farm is working well, but with all of this gold, we need a good use for it, so let's make a piglin bartering farm. Hi, it's me, Monocode from the future. So I'm already done recording the video, and as it turns out, the bartering farm I made is just not working. And yes, I made a green screen, I'm not even gonna use it, but it's here. Not anymore. Now, I'm going to build a better one in the next episode, but for now we have this thing. Now, for the most part, this thing works pretty well. We have a system at the top that distributes the gold into all of these piglin cells, and they would get new gold every time this hopper runs out of items. At least that was the idea, but it doesn't work, because sometimes hoppers don't give a redstone comparator output when they only get one item. And because of that, the entire farm doesn't work. This is the item sorter, and as you can see, every chest corresponds to a certain item. So we have an ender pearl chest, a string chest, spectral arrow chest, and so on. Now this works pretty much the same as the item sorter for our mob farm, except there's one difference. Every item that would otherwise overflow is being dispensed into lava, so if we get 2 ender pearls and 1,000,000 string, the ender pearls are still going to get through without the system breaking. And then any non-stackable items just get burned because they're useless. And now back to my unsuspecting self in the past, who doesn't know that this farm is trash. I mean, at least there's a cool time lapse. Let's go. So now all that's left is labeling all of the chests, and after that, we're done. We've basically built an entire nether-industrial district in this episode alone, and that's insane. Now before you go, there is still one more thing I want to do, because a few episodes ago, we found some weird structure using a lodestone compass that we got from another weird structure. But we need a key for that, and I want to give that another shot. So I thought that key was something that we didn't already have. But what if we do have the key? So I believe there's only one item that the key could be, if we have it that is. I'm talking about the exodium fragment. It is the only thing we have with a connection to these structures. So if this is not it, we don't have the key. Let's hope that we're right. I'm gonna throw it in. Here we go then.